All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to start talking about how to write profit-sucking copy. Profit-sucking cash copy. I got that thing totally messed up. I tried to fix it. It's not going to be fixable. The chick talking about copywriting can't even write a headline. Okay, let's take a moment to thank John Hostler in advance for letting me rip him off. I present to you John Hostler's chunk copy, Tommy style. John Hostler and I created a product, and that really is the end of my slide, so I need to go back. John Hostler and I created a product called Chunk Copy. I have a very large coaching group. We are a coping group too. A very large coaching group from my 1and90.com coaching program. And as what we do in there is we create niche products, and they learn to create their products, set up their products. And when I got to the sales letters, I went, I can't write copy. I have Hostler write my copy. How much is that? $5,000. And they all went, and they're panicking. Liz, you got to find some way. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, time out. If you guys can't afford $5,000, then I will make John come teach us. And that's what John did. John and I did a 3.5-hour webinar teaching people how to write copy. What I have in my hand, and you guys won't be able to see, is the template that John gave everybody. And as what this template has is where you're supposed to put everything. It tells you what to put. Pre-headline goes here. We'll talk a little bit about pre-headlines. Headline goes here. Sub-headline. And then when you get down to here, it tells you what to put at the top. And then sub-headline here that transitions into the imagines. And it walks you through writing an entire sales letter no matter what your product is. Now I'm going to cover this today, nowhere near what John Hostler can do. John Hostler is amazing. We couldn't get him here this weekend. He's working on his own launch. Thanks, John. And good luck with your launch. Really, good luck with your launch. He is absolutely amazing. The first sales letter that Hostler ever wrote for me, he took it from converting at 4.2% to 12.8%. It's unheard of. Unheard of in the internet marketing industry. You're lucky to get 2 to 3%. I was already doing pretty good with a 4.2% conversion rate. And I was talking about it on the Warrior Forum. This is when I actually used the Warrior Forum. And if you're a newbie, use the Warrior Forum. It can become a time vampire, but it's a great place to learn. Don't get stuck there, though. It's like a great big mud puddle. You get stuck and you can't ever get out. Warrior Special Offers, I'm addicted to. Highly addicted to. You can find great stuff there. Cheap graphics, cheap content creators, all that happy stuff. But my point here, getting back to, is that I had posted something in there, and some guy said, oh, and you're proud of a 4.2% conversion rate? And I was like, yeah, very proud. And he was like, oh, well, I get da-da-da-da. So I went, all right, let's play this game. And I went and I found the biggest, baddest copywriter that I could find. I went, I got 12.8 now. What do you got? And there went the birth of John Hostler and I's friendship. Very good friend of mine. Love Hostler dearly. And what you're going to learn today is absolutely incredible. But you're all getting chunk copy for free. Yeah, I am setting up a resources page for you guys at liztomey.com/bootcamp resources. There's like a thing there right now. There's going to be a lot of things, probably, hopefully by the end of this weekend, if not in the coming days. There's no opt-in form there. It's just a white page, and I'm going to put the resources on there. One of the resources right there now is a really, really cool resource on writing headlines. It's more geared towards email subject lines, but you can also use a lot of them on your sales letters. Now, there's like 20 different subject lines that I have in there. And each one of them has like a blank for you to put in your niche, but then it explains how you can use that headline, gives you examples of using that headline, and gives a whole overview of it. This thing is big and bad. It's what I always go to when I go, what am I going to use for a headline for this? And there's 20 different ones in there. You guys are going to love it. I want to hear what you think about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with chunk copy. So Hostler, with the chunk copy, you're going to get the actual template. You won't have a printout. You'll actually have a web page template. Now, what I do is I don't just write my copy and put it in there. I have my own template, and I just have it beside there, and I'm looking at it. So your pre-headline. The object of the game with a sales letter is to see how many people we can get to the order button. Always. So here's your sales letter. Your pre-headline, I'm going to have to do this really small. Pre-headline is number 1, and it gets people to number 2, which is the headline. And in the chunk copy, Hostler's going to talk about the best pre-headlines to use and the best headlines to use. I can tell you great headlines that I've used. I'm not an expert here, and so I'm not going to even try and pretend like I can teach you about that stuff. But like I said, you're getting chunk copy for free, and you'll learn all about it. So that's what the pre-headline does. It gets them to the headline. Pre-headline, maybe you lose 5%. Okay? So here, you now have 95% of your people, of the 100 people that just hit your site. Say 100 people all at one time hit your site. Your pre-headline didn't catch 5% of the people's attention, but 95% of the people it did. And now they've read your headline, and they go, that sounds pretty cool. And then they go sub-headline. And these are all benefit-driven. Has to be a benefit. Make money right now. Get over tooth pain right now. Cure your bad breath right now. There's a lot of cure your yeast infection stuff. I don't know how you'd write a headline for that. Let me know. I want to see your sales page for that. But there's lots of that on ClickBank. Okay.
You're in the health market, right?
Yeah, not that one. I cannot help you with that, so please don't ask. Okay, so now we've got the sub-headline. Headline caught maybe 94% of the people. You just lost another 1%. So now we've got 94% of the people still on the page. Now, Hostler talks about the deck copy. I call him Hostler. His name's John Hostler. I call him Hostler just like I call Jeff Diedrich. We call each other by last names for some reason, like we're a football team. Okay, so this is the deck of the sales letter. Try images or text that grab attention, demonstrate urgency or scarcity, or a huge benefit that really grabs attention. Is what I usually do is I have some kind of countdown clock. This price is only going to be here for the next 48 hours. And I actually have the script that after 48 hours, it takes them to a new page that the price is higher on. Let's see, you could put some kind of image here. On my joint venture seeker product that I did, my very first product ever, I had a picture of the course, and it went plus, then it had a picture of me equals money. That pulled really well, because it told them right then, her course plus her equals, I'm going to make money. So and then they looked at it and was like, who the hell is she? You know, nobody knew who I was at the time. And so that still got people pulling. But somewhere here in your deck, you've got to do something that grabs their attention, keeps them on the page, because all of these things had to keep them reading too. Now these things are going to make them see this now. This is very important because it gets them into the body of your sales letter. Everybody understanding so far? Okay. Now it says, Dear so-and-so. This section is the open. Talk about problems the reader may be facing and start relating yourself to them. Really reinforce the pain they feel from this problem. He talks about using a drop cap. I don't. That's like Hostler. That's like, if you see that, that's probably a sales letter that Hostler has written, because that's like one of his signature things he does. And he says, use a drop cap as above. People read from left to right, and drop caps have been shown to force people through paragraphs that contain them. So why not get this little weapon in your bag o' tricks? Okay, so this is going to be,
Liz, what's a drop cap?
it's that little thing right there.
Oh, okay.
You know how in magazines and stuff they'll have that? There is it's called DHTML. It's dynamic HTML, and there's a little script that'll do this for you. It's included with the template you'll get. Okay, so this gets them to your open. By now, you're probably about 85%. Okay? You've lost a lot of people because we have the attention span of gnats. Click, 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 click. So you've got to make sure that this stuff gets them into the body of your copy. You've got to grab their attention immediately. What do you do that with? Not big flashing stuff. Not ugly graphics. Not everything highlighted in yellow. Do not create tacky sales letters. Please. If you can't create a sales letter, then do a video. I've seen so many people with great products that I would love to have promoted. Loved to have promoted. And the sales copy, the way, just the aesthetic look. As soon as I went down on the page, I was like, oh my gosh, no way. Click. If I'm doing that, then almost everybody's doing that. Go look at other people's pages. Notice the clean designs. Notice there's not a lot of flashing, blinking leprechauns going like this and going like this and buy this. That's not working. It's no longer 1988, 99. That kind of stuff, it's not cool anymore. We're all used to it. So that's your open. And then it says you need a headline, sub-headline here that transitions into the imagines. So up here you've talked about pain. Having back pain is killer. Absolutely killer. I've been suffering with it for a week now. I have sciatica. So if I was writing this to somebody that was suffering with this, I would say, look, I know what it's like to sit on the couch and cry because you're in so much pain. I understand what it's like to not be able to pick up your little kids and hug them. And I would understand what it's like not to be able to bend over and hug them because of how much pain you're in. And maybe, it's not a pain type thing. Maybe it's, I understand that, soccer's a really hard sport to learn. And, I once was where you were. I couldn't score a goal for anything. That kind of thing. Identify with what they're having an issue with. And then you'll use your subheadline to transition into the imagines. Imagine that you're now a soccer star. You're the left forward who makes all the goals on the team. Everybody loves you. They leave the field with you on their shoulders and the crowd is cheering and da-da-da-da-da. Wouldn't that be awesome? Imagine that. That's what comes next. Your imagines. Identified with their problem. Showed them what it could look like. Probably about here, you might be somewhere in the 75% range. Probably even lower than that by now because of the attention span thing. So it says, the imagines are when you take your reader to a place they dream to be without the current pain, problem, issue they are experiencing. So for example, if this is a money-making product, the imagines might, I shouldn't have eaten lunch. The imagines might read, allow yourself to imagine waking up tomorrow, not to the sound of the damned annoying alarm clock, but when you are rested and ready to take on the day, which is exactly what I do every day. I don't have an alarm clock. I could put that in my sales letter. Now imagine strolling 30 feet to your home office, firing up your computer, and opening your emails to discover you've made X amount of dollars automatically, all while you were asleep, etc., etc., etc. You guys get that, right? Now the next headline that you're going to have, that you want to draw people into, this is subheadline here that transitions into the product introduction. Here's where you're going to say, and this is going to give you